Hi.
Hey, hello, dear friend and brother. Good to be here
Uh,
at the business clinic.
yeah. It's good to have you here also, and I'm so glad you could make it here. How are you doing?
I am doing good. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, thanks so
Looking
very
forward
much,
to
and
an amazing conversation.
thanks a million. So, well done for your program yesterday. I saw you did a fantastic thing. I saw the wonderful moment you had in your program yesterday. So, before we start, how was it? Share with us. How was it? How did it go?
Yeah, the program went very well. Our annual leadership conference called the Inspired to Lead Conference
Mm-hmm.
that brings established and emerging leaders from both the public and the private sector
Yes.
in a physical room and virtual room now, where we just come to listen and learn and see how we can improve
Mm-hmm.
ourselves personally, professionally, and improve our organizations and our country. So it
Mm-hmm.
was an amazing experience.
Wow. That's a fantastic one. That's good. At least seeing this kind of synergy back home, it gives us that is we are on track. We need people that will join us from time to time to drive these messages of individual responsibility, taking, how I put it now, as I'm seeing things like this, know that we are on track. It's not like the whole thing circulating right now, the quick money syndrome everywhere. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you so
My
much.
question, but yes. So we're looking at a topic this evening: how to build resilience in business amidst COVID-19. I know for sure some persons believe that COVID-19 is gone. So why this kind of topic now? Should I look for something more more trending? But I would really want to say, is COVID-19 really gone? Are we really back to the system? To some extent, as a business consultant, from what I've seen, we've not really lived the woes of COVID-19. Things are still how they are. Businesses are still trying to come back to the normal that they used to be. And a lot of persons are still having challenges trying to clearly understand how to strategize in there. So that's why I say, let's pick this topic, share with you as a leadership and personal development consultant and coach to see what exactly is your view, what is your opinion about this. Because one thing I so much believe that COVID-19 have reset everything. If you take miracle for things to go back to normal, which it can, let me know. I don't want to, but I just feel it cannot go back to normal again. So I will want to first start with first to you. What is your take on? Uh, do you think the the government as an institution have been able to handle this well to enable businesses sustain? Let's take it. Let's start from that. Before we now proceed to other area. Over to you.
Well, once again, thank you, Abraham, for having me here, and thank you for the amazing job you are doing. I mean, I think you're a testament that businesses can thrive, amidst disruptions. I must celebrate you for that and the amazing
Thank
work
you.
you're doing
Yeah.
through the business clinic and all that you do.
Yeah.
Governments around the world have done what they can do, but maybe not the best that they can do to see how they
Mm-hmm.
can help businesses thrive through the disruption that has taken place through COVID. But let me just say something. You know, as we look at COVID-19 today, as it relates to business, let's fast forward into the future that something else will come that will disrupt businesses and disrupt our personal lives. So
Mm-hmm.
what we're sharing today is going to be very relevant to the future. The principles that we will share will help you overcome whatever kind of disruption will come.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
governments have done what they can do, but maybe not the best.
Yeah.
This is things happen that are beyond our control. Peter Drucker said something, and permit me to quote Peter
Go
Drucker,
on.
who was the father of modern day management. He
Yeah.
said that the 21st century will be filled with three things. Number one is change. Number two is complexity. And number three is competition.
Oh.
Now, so regardless of whether it's COVID-19 or something else, things will come that would change the way business is done, change the way we live our lives. There'll be complexities that may come through other things that may not be a pandemic or epidemic. And there'll be lots of competition. Right now, there are many people out there. I don't want to use the word parading themselves as coaches, but the industry now, there's lots of activity going on.
Understand.
They're all products of the disruption that has taken place.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for that. I understand. So, but let's not take it. Let's go straight down. Maybe people that might be watching now and I want to rewatch it again. How can let's take it because how to build resilience.
Yeah.
What exactly is resilience? Because resilience is the main word here. This evening is on you, so you're on the spotlight. So how you just come in to just throw in the jabs, and I know you can catch the punches. I'm so sure of that.
Don't make them too strong.
No. Just soft. I will do the jabs. Okay. So please just take us in the light. What exactly is resilience? How can businesses build resilience? Is resilience part of managerial strategy, or is resilience part of? Should it be part of business? Because before COVID-19, people main aim is just to how to maximize profits, acquisition, minimize expense, increase market share, manage staff welfare, expansion. That is the drive. So, what exactly should business owners start looking at? I want you to figure out what exactly is resilience and how should we bring this into business for business owner. Over to you. Thank you.
Yeah, fantastic. I think resilience, in my own words, is your ability to hold on till you get there. I mean, to just stay in the game. Just like you said, you are going to give me some jabs, things are hitting you here and there, but your ability, your staying power, your stamina, your ability to endure the challenges, the crisis, the chaos, until you hit your KPIs. There's a lot of issue about burnout. Burnout is a product of the lack of resilience. And with all the research that is there, now, one of the speakers, even in our conference yesterday, spoke about 7 things that are required. And this was based out of research from about 120 successful business people globally. And they found out that there were 7 things that are required, for people to thrive, for an idea to move from an idea to an innovation that is profitable. And one of them is resilience. Your ability to just hold on, to endure, to just keep moving on, even when you're not seeing the desired results to hit, the goal at the end of the day. So resilience is something that is required to be able to thrive when crisis hits, change happens, disruptions take place. So that's staying power, that ability to stand up after you fall down, that ability not to give up on the mission, though you change your methods. I always say that leaders are firm with their mission, but they are flexible with their methods. So your ability just to hold on to the vision, the mission, and not throw it away, even though your model of operation, your business model may evolve, the plan may change, but you still stay in the game. You don't throw in the towel. And it's a common denominator in all successful business people from the past, the present, and even the future. They have resilience is one of those things.
Okay,
so
thanks.
There's a pathway to it. So let me just say this. The first step towards resilience, I don't know if I can just jump into that now, is reality. So if anybody's listening right now and taking notes, it's just reality is this. Things will not always go according to our plans. Plans will be disrupted. It's COVID now. Tomorrow it's going to be something else. So that's just the reality. And I think part of the problem why people are not resilient is because they don't paint a picture of reality. And let me say this, it's first of all personal resilience before business resilience. personal resilience. So your ability as a business, an entrepreneur, a leader, to just paint the reality. And the reality is this: in the pursuit of your mission, there are 6 Ds you're going to have to confront to get to your destination. You know, and one of them is disappointment. Things will not always go according to your plan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether it's from Bill Gates, Elon Musk, down to Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, ask all of these, global players. Things did not go according to their plan. So disappointments will come, things will disrupt it. Then the
Mm-hmm.
second D is discouragement. When ask any of them is that they face that discouragement after, they were disappointed that things did not go according to their plan, you know. Now, so you're disappointed, you get discouraged, then people begin to doubt the vision. Okay,
Yeah.
is this really what I want to do? Is this what I should do and the rest? They begin to doubt what the mission is, what the vision is. And that's when people begin to change the mission instead of changing the method. I see that a
Mm-hmm.
lot of time. People just throw away their mission, throw away their vision and their goals instead of changing the plan, the method. So another thing happens is distractions. Now they begin to lose focus simply because they've been disappointed, they're discouraged, they're doubting it. Distraction comes in. Eventually people, that's why there's a lot of depression among business owners now. Depression is at an all-time high globally.
Mm-hmm.
The reason is this: for me, when I go into anything I'm doing, I go in with reality. That, you hear me? Things are not always going to go according to your plan. I mean, we had our conference yesterday. Everything did not go according to plan.
Even after planning,
You know,
analyzing,
exactly.
assigning
We,
roles and responsibility.
that's right. But things did not go 100% according to plan. There were disruptions that took place. But I had painted a picture of reality before I went in. And
Mm-hmm.
that helped me to hold on till we eventually finished it successfully. Talking about resilience, being able to stay in the game till you win. It's all about staying in the game till you win, till you get the results. So reality is the first thing. As a business owner, you must paint a picture of reality. Things will disrupt your plans. There's so many things that are outside your control. COVID is just an example. It came and it disrupted the entire world. We all had our plans. I had my plans for 2022. Every single
Mm-hmm.
thing was disrupted,
Mm-hmm.
but we were able to evolve because and it's very interesting, Abraham, you
Disrupted the
know,
entire
in
protocol.
2022, when we had our conference, the last session I took in the conference, I usually take the last session, the first and the last, it was on how to handle failure. So
Yeah.
January 2022, before the lockdown started globally, in our conference, the last session was how leaders handle failure.
Oh.
So because I already had a picture of reality that, listen, failure is certain. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process. So that's number
Mm-hmm.
one, on how to handle, how to be resilient in your business amidst disruptions. Paint a picture of reality from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Okay. Well, what one thing I've always put out there, I so much believe that business owners need on their own to first clearly understand how these things are first. Uh, I, for one, people ask, okay, how am I able to manage my business even amidst this whole thing? Like we said, is first we need to be flexible. Like you said, CEOs needs to be firm with their vision and adjustable in along the line. Because I somewhat believe that one thing that has really put me as a business owner on track is that I try to focus on scenario-based projection than forecasting.
Mm,
Most people, when we scenario based, it has to do with you paint the actual reality. So okay, well, if one is one today, by tomorrow will it be two or three? Not forecasting and saying by next week it might be 100. That is not, those parameters of measurement are not fixable. So I small bit that business not need to more focus on scenario-based analysis than forecasting, putting all energy in trying to forecast things. Okay, we're projecting XYZ when you've not actually know, do you even have the X or do you even have the Z first before you want to start doing the analysis? So thanks for that. And also what we're looking at again, what practical steps can business owners pick right now from you? You can share. It's okay. This and this and this is what you should do to make your business system to build a resilience amidst this COVID-19. Because over here in Europe, there are still businesses that are still struggling. Even though back home in Nigeria, it seems COVID-19 is a thing of the past. People don't really, everything is just normal. But businesses over here are still really, because I know definitely I have some audience I've met over here. It still has to do, okay, how is this thing working? So what do you think are the step by steps? Okay, X, Y, Z, do this, do that to adjust, or during and after this pandemic?
Fantastic question. Now, I think, like I said, business resilience is a product of personal resilience. And so I think when a disruption takes place, the time it's time to look inwards, not outwards.
Mm-hmm,
One of the mistakes that people make is that when things go wrong, the first place they look at is outside, not inside.
mm-hmm,
So it's for everybody to look inwards and ask yourself, do I really have what it takes to get the
mm-hmm,
kind of result I'm looking for? For me, that's where the change happened. For many years, I was trying to achieve things and I wasn't seeing the result because I was working harder on my job, like Jim Rohn would say, than I was working on myself. So working on the man, the woman in the mirror, you're listening to me right now. The
mm-hmm,
fact that you feel like giving up simply means you need to look inwards. Personal development is what leads to professional development. And
mm-hmm,
so begin to take care of the man, the woman in the mirror. It's time for self-care, because if you're not in a position to think differently, you're not going to get the kind of results you're looking for. So I think the first step is to pay attention to personal development. Every improvement we see begins with self-improvement. And I've learned
mm-hmm,
that success is not something you pursue, it's something you attract by the person you become. I proved it in my own life that personal development is the secret to professional success.
mm-hmm,
Work on yourself, invest in your personal development. You change the mindsets, the skill sets. Now, the second thing is relationships. Now, talking about building a personal resilience or business resilience. When a disruption happens, one of the things I do is begin to evaluate the relationships in my life, personal relationships, business relationships, because collaboration is the currency of the 21st century.
yeah, mm-hmm,
Um, there are three key things here. Like I've talked about the issue of dealing with your mindset, but now there's the issue of mergers. So businesses that have gone down need to begin to think about, okay, merging is not a bad thing. If you find yourself out of business, out of job, you might need to go and merge with somebody who is doing something similar to you in the industry to
mm-hmm,
get yourself back on track. So I think one of the strategies right now is to think mergers. Who can we merge with? There are different kinds of mergers. The place of partnership, the place of acquisitions. You see a lot of businesses today who eventually start, they're thriving, then they sell their businesses to other people who can take it to the next level. Maybe
mm-hmm,
you've got to the point where um, you need to partner with somebody else that can help you get to the next level. So that's very key. Now, so that's the issue of relationships. Very, very key. You need to look at, they say your network is your net worth, isn't it? I'm sure we've all heard that
mm-hmm,
statement before. So if you just discover that you want to up level your network, you begin to think about what are the kind of relationships I need to attract into my life. I need to go out there and connect with people and network to help me see things differently and to create more opportunities. What we're doing right now is collaboration,
yeah,
and we're sharing knowledge with one another and we're learning from each other. Now, the other thing that I will encourage business people all around the world who have been affected by this disruption is research. You know, research is so crucial. One of the things I was sharing yesterday at the conference is this. It's my style to be the best at what you do. You have to learn from the best who are doing what you are doing, or what you
Mm-hmm.
want to do. So a lot of research needs to go on. Now begin to study people in your industry who are thriving in the midst of the chaos and the crisis. Now, as you begin to study them and research, their methods, their models, and things like that, you're going to learn a lot.
Yeah.
So research is very crucial. Find one, two, three case studies of businesses in your industry and begin to get data about how they are running their business in the midst of disruption. That's what I do. So you begin to connect the dots. There are 5 steps in doing that. So you have the case study under research, 3 businesses that are doing what you're doing, that are thriving. There might be businesses that are maybe your size or bigger than yours. Some may even be smaller than yours, but they're still thriving. You know, get them, 3 of them. 2 is find out what they're doing. I call it the content. So, what exactly are these people doing? Now, then there's the issue of context. How can I relate what they are doing to my own context?
Mm-hmm.
Because what works in Europe may not work in Africa. How do
Yeah.
we contextualize what we're doing? Then the next thing is the issue of combination. Now, if you have 3 case studies and you picked one from A, something that A is doing, something that B is doing, something that C is doing, and you marry it, it's like a rainbow. The beauty of the rainbow is the colors.
Follows. Yes.
Yes. But for those of us who are in the knowledge industry, for example, I mean, I see what people our John Maxwell team that we belong to, how did they thrive through? Mark Cole was one of the speakers at our conference, and one of the questions I asked, when he was preparing to speak there was, I mean, how did the organization thrive through the disruption that took
Yeah.
place? And I was able to dig into his mind, and 1 or 2 other people in the knowledge industry who took advantage of the disruption of COVID, and their income went up, their impact, their influence, and just study what they have done and they're doing. So, and you just marry quite a number of things. Then the issue of collaboration comes in. So how can I partner with some of these people, like what we're doing right now?
Yeah.
We're collaborating, and we're helping our businesses to move to the next level. I'm here at the business clinic. Tomorrow, you're speaking on my own platform, and there's knowledge sharing, and that moves the business to the next level. So the next thing is research, research, research. It is so crucial, because there's nothing new under the sun.
Mm-hmm.
There's several more, but let me pause there so maybe you can ask your next question. So I've
Okay.
said three
I
things
know.
here.
Go on. Go on. Go on. You're about saying something. Go on.
Yes, I'm just simply saying for those who are watching right now, there are 3 things that I've said are very key, on how to build a resilient business amidst COVID-19 or any disruption. Number 1, I've said, is the issue of painting reality. Just know it's part of the reality. You're not the only one going through this thing. All businesses globally were affected, but they had to reset their minds. So that's the reality. These things happen. Number 2, I've said, is the importance of relationships, strategic alliances, that will help you to thrive in the midst of disruptions. And thirdly, I've talked about the importance of research. This thing, it sounds very simple, but it's so powerful, that if you don't always have to try to do it on your own. If I want to get somewhere right now, all I need to do is find out somebody who has gone there and ask
Mm-hmm.
them questions, and I'll get to where I'm going to. I've gone to several places before where I had never been there before, didn't know my way around. I simply asked those who knew the way, and they showed me the way, and I got there faster and easier because I asked questions. So it's a time to ask the right people the right questions. Like I've said, pick 3 case studies of businesses that are working in your industry, globally or locally where you are, and take the next 3 months to study their entire system and structure. If you have the privilege to book an appointment with the CEO or any of the top leaders there, ask them important questions, and you're going to leave there with gold. that will help you to thrive in the midst of disruptions.
Mm-hmm,
I can
mm-hmm.
tell you that this is just January, but by simply applying this principle, I feel I'm in December already, Abraham. The kind of traction, the kind of whatever. It's
Yeah.
January was huge. Simply applying this principle, in getting set to reset through disruptions. Sometimes I feel ashamed to say it, is because people feel, okay, really, are you in this world at all? That even when COVID hit, we're able to apply these principles that I'm sharing right now to thrive in the midst of it, not just to survive. Because, mind you, there are four levels of operating a business. There are
Mm-hmm.
those who are suffering in business. There's really no
A
profit,
lot.
no nothing
There are a lot
to
of
show.
them.
They are busy, but they are not in business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they're active but not productive. So there are those who are suffering. There are those who are just they're struggling. You know, they're just struggling. And there are some who are successful, and there are others who are significant, where it's gone beyond just them, and they're helping other people to
Mm-hmm.
thrive in the midst of disruptions that take place. So research. And when you do that research, what's going to happen is that you're going to be able to reinvent yourself as a business.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't do the research, the reinventing, because when a disruption takes place, businesses are reinvented. It's like I said, it's the same mission, but the method has evolved. When we began our conference a couple of years ago, it was just on-site physical. When COVID hit, we evolved and it has become hybrid. So yesterday we had participants from Ethiopia, from Rwanda, from Kenya, from Uganda, from Democratic Republic of Congo, from the UK, from the US, from all over Nigeria and other nations that I can't remember. The disruption that COVID brought helped us to think differently and
Yes.
to reach more people. We reinvented the model. And
Mm-hmm.
that was a product of also researching other people in the knowledge industry and how they were dealing with the disruption that COVID brought.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't an original idea. It was an idea that was a product of research and studying how other businesses in the knowledge industry evolved through COVID. So key.
That's right. Because one thing I put through every time I make people understand is this, that some people might feel, oh, COVID is gone, no longer as before, so there's no need. Let us just move on with the thing. So the main thing is that what are the lessons have we learned? I
Mm,
love what you said so far is that we need to think there are four levels of people in business: those that are suffering, struggling, those that are successful, and those that are significant. And one thing about I come to see is that most persons, one thing about we human, we forget pains easily.
mm,
During the lockdown, we all let's move out, let's move out. Now, 2 years going now, by next very night to be 2 years ago. And some people might feel, oh, nothing of this nature will come again. But the essence of this to make you understand how to build that resilience in business,
mm,
even if it's not COVID-19 disruption. So how about the short of fund or things does not go? How do you? And I like what you said. It's about building personal development first, because you as a business owner is an extension of your business.
mm,
Um, Whatever your business, maybe you have a brand image, people know you as. But if you believe you cannot, like Erin Ford say, if you think you can or you can't, either way you are right. Most business owners need to begin to work on themselves, begin to meet with people. Like what you said, networking, sharing ideas, researching, knowing what exactly is trending in my industry. How do I level up with people in my industry? Like you said, even book a session with the people that are doing well. I like what you said. You can pick three companies within your niche market, analyze them, see what it. But one problem I see again is this whole in building resilience, that most people feel collaboration is a sign of weakness,
mm,
and it's a very wrong mindset. Collaboration is not a sign of weakness, or neither asking people, how do you do it? It's not a sign of weakness, but it's a sign of strength and open-mindedness to sustainable growth. So that's why I somewhat believe. But what I'm asking us going to round up is that aside doing this whole thing, how best can businesses stay afloat internally? Because everything we've talked about is about the external environment, the ecosystem.
Yeah.
So how can they build resilience internally in their internal system? This will be the last, and we wrap it up for this evening.
I love that question, and that's where I wrote a book, my new book, The Leaders Love Quotient. You see, and the whole thesis behind the book is how do we increase productivity within a system, even if there's a disruption. And it's all about the people. It's all about caring for the people that work for you and with you. So because the research shows that most people are not engaged in the work that they do.
Mhm.
But if, as a business owner, if your internal clients who are the employees and the external clients who are the people that patronize you feel cared for and feel loved for, you just find out that they are willing to stay with you even when they can't be paid. And you see that a lot of organizations laid people off, had to cut salaries because the income wasn't coming in, but they had people who still stood by them
Mhm.
because they felt loved and cared for by the people they were working for. So my challenge to every business owner is this: work on building your love quotient. We've heard about emotional quotient, intelligence quotient, and all the likes. But there's something called the love quotient. It increases energy, engagement, and excitement within a system. And there's a lot of research around it that we don't have time to talk about. But if internally you can do that within the system, you just discover that even when things are not going according to plan, there's still a lot of energy, excitement, and engagement within the workforce because people feel valued within the system. They're willing to take a bullet for you with you. I want to share a story that I'm sure you're familiar with about Thomas Edison. We all know how Edison was a great inventor, and somehow there was a disruption. His labs caught fire and burnt, and one of the things he told his children to go and call their mother to come and see the place burning because she may never see another fire like that. He had a lot of humor, within the disruption.
Yeah.
Now, the next day, he told his entire staff, we're going back to work, we're rebuilding. Not the second day, the next day. And the
That's
entire team,
resilience.
that's resilience. That is resilience because that's the reality, being able. And the people went back and they rallied around him, stood with him, and they rebuilt. So the challenge is this for us: if your team doesn't feel valued, when disruptions take place, they will abandon you and the brand. There will be no loyalty to you. But you see, building that trust, building that sense of belonging by expressing your value for them is what makes them stay with you in the times of disruption. The people that work for you work with you, and this is very crucial. It sounds very simple, but it's when disruptions come that loyalty is truly tested.
Yes, I like that.
If that's when it's tested. And so if you have not built loyalty through showing value to people, that's when you're caught pants down at the end of the day because people will not be loyal to your brand because they never felt valued after all.
Okay, you are right because I had I attended the program one time, and the guy that came there said during the COVID-19 he told his staffs of maybe they will have to just go. He's not sacking them, he's not relieving them, but they should go. For those that will stay, should stay back. For those that intend to leave, can actually leave and do that thing. He said to his greatest surprise, he was having close about 100 and something, more than 100. Is it 100? I cannot remember the figure, but I know it was above 100.
Mm,
Up to more than 100 came and said all they need, if you can provide their transport fare for them, they will come to work.
mm,
You could, it touched me. I asked him, so is it the same in Nigeria we are? See, yes, it's the same Nigeria we are. That the only thing that if you can provide their transport to and fro, they will be coming to work. So the point here is that a business owner need to start connecting more.
yeah,
Stop making their staff feeling as a means to an end.
yeah,
So I've not been around for more than a month. My system back home run perfectly well. I don't have the fear of, oh, this person has turned the business upside down because
mm,
it's a family. So the point is that business owners should build tribes instead of building team.
mm,
Build tribes in the sense that I'm 1,000 miles away. If I hear somebody speak my language right now, I will turn 360 degrees and even know who is the person immediately.
mm,
So
mm,
in business system, now what you already said, they need to start connecting, making
mm,
the internal system more interesting than you just come to work. It's about goal setting, target, task orientation, feedback, measurement, appraiser, KPI. It ends there. So the point is that, like you said, which I really like your point, you don't need to start thinking of how to integrate, how to, like what Tomodisi said, go call your mom. Even the next day, tell them we are going to back because staffs, employees need to see you take decisions that will make them believe in you. Aki Alabi said something in his book that Nigerians will buy for three things: those they like, those they respect, and those they trust. I want to lift that word that your staff will stay in your system when they like you, they respect you, and they trust you that if he's here, he will fix it up for us. So I so appreciate your view so far and everything. I want to say, what is your forward, your last word for those that are watching and those that might want? I know they will end up watching much later. So what do you just sum it up from them? Over to you, please.
well, any business owner who's watching this, my challenge to you is this: go and get 3 case studies of businesses in your niche that are succeeding amidst the disruption. Research them, study them, and evolve, and you'll find out that you're going to achieve the same results.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your time this evening and congratulations for your conference yesterday. And I look forward, hope when more invitation come in the future, you honor it for us. So
Thank you so much, Abraham. It's been an amazing time with you, and I'm learning a lot from you also. Thank you so much.
thanks, I appreciate it. Do have a good evening.
You too.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Peace. 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 Peace.